Stuart? Oh, good. Good, good. Good morning, everyone. So the wall clock is a bit slow. It's about like 5 minutes slow. Anyhow, welcome to Unity of New Westminster. My name is Carl. Would everybody please stand, if you're able to, for our first song, which is Morning Has Broken. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the womb. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlight from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world. Thank you. And I just need to quickly tune down for the next song.
Am I working? Oh, yeah, I'm working. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Start again. Okay. So we want to welcome you all again to New Westminster. We're so glad you're here, whether you're here in person or whether you're here virtually. We're so glad on this fine Sunday that you chose to be here. If you are new, we want to welcome you. You will find information about Unity in your welcome packet, and we hope that you enjoy the service today. And if you like, we'd like to add you to our weekly email list if you would like to get more offerings at what we do here at Unity of New Westminster. So the Unity movement offers ideas for full and abundant living. We draw on the teachings of Jesus, who we consider a primary wayshower, an example, and we also honor that there is universal wisdom in all faith traditions all over the planet. We respect every person's right to choose their own life path, their own spiritual path, and all are welcome, all are worthy, and all are celebrated here. So let's begin our service with affirmative prayer, and we begin by acknowledging the gratitude that we are on the traditional and ancestral territory of the Kakite First Nations, that we give thanks for the First Nations people everywhere for the custody of this beautiful land on which we live, we work, and we play. We are so grateful to be here together in this community of joy, to sing together, to laugh together, to be inspired by ideas with wholehearted living, and to connect and love one another. Many names and many paths lead to the one presence and the one power that we call God. That power is the creating, attracting, and unifying force of love energy which surrounds us, which lies within us, which expresses as us, through us, and in which we live and breathe and have our being. So in this energy and the energy of everyone here, we are all one. And from that oneness, we send a blessing of unconditional love, peace, and abundant joy to all beings everywhere. We are so grateful. And so it is. Amen. Check, check, check. Good morning, everyone. My name is Cindy, and I'm going to read the daily word, which the word is creative. I live a creative life. When I enjoy the talents of artists and musicians, I may wish I had what it takes to be creative the way they are. Today, I realize that creativity is not limited to the arts. Each person has unique talents, skills, and interests they express creatively. The very act of living is a creative one. When I consider creativity this way, my experience of life expands. I believe in my ability to use my divine gifts of faith and imagination to accomplish the things I had only dreamed of. I can use my creativity to solve problems, help others, and even have fun. The more I am intentionally creative, the more I will feel the presence and power of God expressing through me, calling me to a bigger and bolder experience of life. This reading was inspired by John chapter 1, verse 3. All things came into being through him, and without him, not one thing came into being. And now thank you. And now let's enjoy one of my favorite songs of all time, played by one of my favorite artists of all time, Harvest Moon.
Come a little bit closer. say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. But there's a full moon rising, let's go dancing in the light. We know where the music's playing, let's go out and feel the rain. 'Cause I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. 'Cause I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon. When we were strangers, I watched you from afar. When we were lovers, I loved you with all my heart. But now it's getting late, and the moon is climbing high. I wanna celebrate, see it shining in your eyes. 'Cause I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. 'Cause I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon. Thank you.
So now, in preparation for our time of meditation, I want us to just know that on this day, I'm actually going to take you on a little bit of a guided journey. So it'll be a little bit of a different meditation, but full and beautiful in every way. So let us welcome this day and this sacred space together. Let us prepare for the journey inward to the fertile fields of spirit that are within us. This meditation is an invitation to harvest the wholeness that already lives in you. So we begin always by closing our eyes or a soft gaze to the floor, allowing the outer world to soften and the inner world to awaken. Take a deep breath in and release as you find comfort in the chair that is holding you in this moment. Let your spine rise just like a tree, rooted and reaching, allowing your hands to rest in your lap or over your shoulder, whatever is most comfortable for you. Feel yourself arriving here, now, in this sanctuary of spirit, exploring the truth of wholeness planted deep inside you. And together we are gathering the fruits of our being. Remember and remembering that we are whole, holy, and held. Taking another deep breath in and exhaling slowly. Breathing in and releasing slowly. Let your breath become the anchor. Let it guide you in this moment into the silence for a few moments. Breath is the first harvest. With each breath, you gather the fruits of spirit, peace, presence, stillness, breathing that wholeness now, and breathing out anything that does not serve you anymore. Breathing in love and breathing out fear. Breathing in clarity and breathing out any discomfort. And we will affirm this affirmation and go into the silence once more. I am whole. I am one with divine mind. And now we journey inward through our 5 sacred senses, each a doorway to a deeper sense of your divine nature, each sense unfolding as we experience this guiding light, guiding words. So the first is seeing the sacred. Imagine yourself standing in a golden field at dawn. Sun rising slowly, casting warm light across the landscape. You see the gentle sway of wheat, the shimmer of dew on leaves, the dance of light and shadow. You see not just with your eyes, but with your soul, beholding the beauty of creation, recognizing the divine in all things, in the colors of the earth. It's in the faces of others. It is your own reflection. Let the vision remind you that wholeness is not hidden. It is visible in every moment if we choose to see this through spiritual eyes. Pause and let that vision settle. Hearing and listening to the divine, we turn our attention to sound. Imagine the soft rustle of wind through the trees, the distant call of birds, the rhythm of your own breath. And beyond those earthly sounds, there is deeper music, the voice of spirit, whispering truth. You are loved. You are enough. You are whole. Can you hear it? The still small voice of God speaking within you. And let your heart be the ear. Let your soul be the receiver. Pause in this silence and listen deeply. And now smell, breathing in presence. Imagine the scent of the earth after rain, the fragrance of lavender in bloom, or even the aroma of bread baking in a warm kitchen, whatever scent. Each scent is a reminder of life's richness. Breathing slowly and letting the air fill your lungs, let it carry the perfume of divine presence. Smell the sweetness of wholeness. It is here. It is now. And you pause in the silence, breathing in this sacred smell. And now touch. Bring your awareness to touch. Feel the weight of your body supported by the chair. Notice the texture of your clothing, the temperature of the air on your skin. And imagine placing your hand on your heart, feeling the warmth, its rhythm, its aliveness. The body, the temple, every cell, every sensation, every heartbeat is a testament to the wholeness within. Touch is connection. Touch is healing. Touch is divine. As you pause in this silence and feel the presence of touch. And now taste. Savoring in this moment, imagining the taste of a ripe fruit on your tongue. Sweet, alive. Taste is a sense of savoring, of delight, of presence. Taste the goodness of life, the sweetness of spirit, the flavor of wholeness. You are not separate from the feast of creation. You are part of it. You are nourished by it. Savor this truth now. And as we pause in the silence, savor this stillness. And now, the harvest within is integrated in this moment as you imagine all five senses coming together, not to overwhelm you, not to overload you, but rather to weave the tapestry of presence, of presence. Let this wholeness always be yours. It has always been yours. And you only need to remember that this is the harvest of wholeness. And as we close this time of meditation, we're going to place our hands, if you're comfortable, gently on your heart as you whisper to yourself, I am whole, I am loved, I am one with divine. And taking that breath and letting it be deep, let it be sacred. And we begin to wake up the body, to prepare to return to our day, to remain mindful of our divine nature. And as you begin to open your eyes when you're comfortable and wiggle your toes and fingers, carrying this wholeness with you, letting it guide your steps, let it bless your words, let it shine through your being. You are the harvest, you are the light, you are the living presence of God.
When we were strangers, I watched you from afar. When we were lovers, I loved you with all my heart. But now it's getting late, and the moon is climbing high. I want to celebrate, see it shining in your eye. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. I want to see you dance again. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon,
Wow. Look at you, Mr. Carl, waking us all up in song. I am so grateful to what you bring to this day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, good morning. Good morning, beloved community. And again, welcome to those who are here in person and to those who are joining us virtually. We're going to touch a theme today that will take us to the core of our spiritual journey, harvesting wholeness. The seasons are shifting and the earth is yielding its bounty. We are reaping the fruits of our inner growth. And we can use our senses, all of them, including our sixth sense, which is our spiritual intuition. These sacred tools express wholesomely and wholly as a reflection of the harvesting of your own personal journey. The earth reveals in autumn this particular sacred journey at this time. So I was reminded of a little song that my mom used to sing to us. I'm a little acorn brown sitting on the cold, cold ground. Somebody came and stepped on me and now I am cracked, you see. I'm a nut, I'm a nut, I'm a nut, I'm a nut, I'm a nut. And I am a little bit of a nut in that I really enjoy to laugh and, have a little bit of fun. But the truth is, even if that acorn is cracked, it will still grow a beautiful oak tree. That is the miracle of life. That is the miracle of you. So the simple truth is that you are whole in this moment. You are whole because you are an expression of the divine. Charles Fillmore once said that we are the inlet and the outlet of divine mind. that we are the breath of God manifest in form. And this breath of God, this breath of spirit, this breath of the divine, whatever you name it, it flows through every part of us. In fact, it always includes our senses. So these are not just biological functions. They actually are divine instruments so that we can experience, interpret, and co-create our own reality. And so in this heartfelt harvest time, this beautiful heartfelt harvest time, it's seen all around us. Do you not see it everywhere in the array of wide colors, yellows and reds and oranges? And so we can also smell it in all of the things that we experience in our daily life. And so we can begin by cultivating that garden that's inside of us. And this will help us deepen this harvesting wholeness. We can imagine our inner life as a garden. Each thought, each feeling, each choice, a seed. And guess what? Those seeds can grow joy, peace, and love. But if left unchecked, they can sometimes sprout weeds of fear or disappointment or resentment or doubt. So what do? You become a gardener of circumstances. And we have the power to cultivate in any way we wish, through these senses, through this divine instrument that you have been given, this instrument to see a spiritual expression outpouring in your world. These are spiritual tools for transformation. So what is the soil for your soul? Do you know what the soil is for your soul? Just ask yourself that question. Is it compassion? Is it love? This everyday wellness moves in the direction of our journey with enthusiasm for the everyday experiences if we let it. And you know, Unity started as this beautiful community of like-minded people committed to their spirituality in Kansas City, Missouri, all those hundreds of years ago. Well, not hundreds of years ago, decades ago. Individually and collectively, but it was the ancient wisdoms that were brought at that time for the New Thought movement. And Charles and Myrtle Fillmore studied all of the wisdom teachings, East and West, and embraced the oneness. And that farm that I've spoken about before when I have been here, the Unity Farm, which became the expression of what was going on the inner, became an outpouring with all kinds of fruit trees and beehives and all kinds of abundance. And so, what is the recipe? What's the fertile ingredients needed for our soul to grow well? Well, we do have a recipe for wholeness. And lots of times, we, at this particular juncture, we start bringing out cookbooks for comfort, foods and beverages, and we can smell that pot of soup that's on the stove, and the pumpkin latte later, wherever it is that you're going to get that, but we know that. But I came across an old Unity cookbook that was compiled many, many decades ago. And it was called The Recipe for a Happy Kitchen. But I also would say that it is a recipe for a happy gardener. It is direct from Unity Village all those years ago. So I'm just going to tell you what it is right now and just breathe it in. So take 24 fine, wholesome, vibrant hours. Remove old memories of envy, bitterness, hatred of any kind. Cleanse and sweep away every clinging error thought. Pick off little specks of irritability. Be sure these hours are freed from the past. They must be fresh and clean from the hands of time. And into each hour put 12 parts of faith, 11 parts of patience, 10 parts of courage, 9 parts of work, 8 parts of rest, 7 parts of hope, 6 parts of loyalty, 5 parts of kindness, 4 parts of generosity, 3 parts of prayer, 2 parts of meditation, and 1 part well-selected, clearly defined purpose. Add a dash of fun, a little bit of pixie dust, some play, and a heaping cupful of good humor. Now pour this into the huge kettle of love, mix with cheer, garnish with smiles, and deck it with joy. Then serve with quietness and unselfishness and confidence and gratitude. Results are guaranteed to all who faithfully follow these steps. And that was written by Pearl Swallow all those decades ago, but it is true for our life today. So this is the bounty. It's what happens when we make something with the right ingredients. And you know what happens if you don't have the correct recipe? It doesn't turn out in the way you would like. So align your daily activities to the recipe of wholeness. So you can use your senses to do this. Everybody can do it. And this heartfelt harvest, your spiritual DNA is expressed through everything that has happened for all the things that have not yet been received. Isn't that something to think about? A little something to think about. So Eric Butterworth, one of our great unity teachers, ministers, who I have found to be a great inspiration throughout my life in unity. And he says that God is a circle whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. Now think about that in this moment. If the circumference is nowhere, then that means it's infinite. God, our lives are infinite in nature. That's how big it is. And so the seasons run in a circle, in a cycle. And the seasons of your soul are here right now. Just as the earth has seasons, so do we. And there are times for planting, for growing, for harvesting, for resting. But wholeness does not mean constant productivity. It means honoring the rhythm of your own soul. So do you know what the rhythm of your own soul is? What spiritual season are you in? What is Spirit inviting you to be and to do? Well, these 2 beautiful ones here on this slide, they know what they're doing. They are breathing in their senses. They are being activated. And so the divine design of our senses is our birthright. And we have been given these as gifts. First, the vision of sight. Our eyes do more than see. They perceive. Through sight, we witness the beauty of creation, the colors of compassion, the faces of love. And in this sacred moment, we can see through the eyes of God, which is through the eyes of unity, particularly right now in our world. We have to train ourselves to be and to see through the lens of unity. And so, what is it and what can it be? We can see the potential in others, and we see the potential in us, and we see the beauty sometimes in the brokenness, the light in the shadow. And so it's a very dominant sense, and it speaks of spiritual vision for you. Jesus once said, "Let those who have eyes to see, let them see." That wasn't about our physical eyesight, was it? It was about our perception, about how we see And are you seeing with the eyes of love? Are you really committed to seeing through the eyes of love? To see ourselves and others through a lens of non-judgment. To see through the lens of divinity. Where are you on the journey, and what are you being invited to see with new eyes? So commit today. See your life and recognize the beauty and the truth and the divinity, and see what happens. Because I know you're all here to do that. You do it every time you step in front of me and I see you and you see me. We are expressing our divine nature. So hearing is the echo of truth. Our ears are tuned to sound and to truth. We hear the laughter of children, the rustle of the leaves, the wisdom in a friend's voice. And harvesting wholeness means listening deeply. Hearing, tuning into the divine frequency, because our hearing is sacred. It is so sacred. In fact, one time I actually asked Spirit for a sign. And I got a pumpkin spice latte, so that was enough, don't you think? That was enough that I got I was visualizing. So we're always looking for signs, and we need to hear the call of what that sign might be. We must choose to listen. Are we listening to fear-based media, gossip, self-criticism, or are we listening to truth and love? It is the energy in motion, and it is the most and one of the most powerful tools for healing and transformation on this planet and in you. In the Hebrew scriptures, great wisdom teachings long ago, Elijah seeks God in the wind and the earthquake and the fire. But he didn't find God there. He also found it in the still small voice that comes to you when the divine speaks to you. And so in unity, we also understand that words and what we hear and affirmations and prayers and chants shape our consciousness. And so guess what? We can tune in to higher frequencies. And we did that this morning with Carl. Did you hear those high frequencies? Music is one of the best ways to tune in to that high frequency. And then, of course, our sounds in nature, the rustle of leaves, the call of birds, the rhythm of the raindrops, even when it's pouring rain. So be mindful of the words. Are you using words of healing, or are you using words that cause harm? Yeah, my husband and I had a few words last night, and I tell you, I really had to move to the healing part because, boy, I don't know, something triggered me. Do you ever get triggered by something or someone or some situation? Anybody here put their hand up to that? Okay, yeah. So how quickly do you recover from that? Well, we got a chance to recover from that because every day someone gives you something to recover from. Do you believe that? Every day someone gives you that. Yeah, they do. So we move into smell, to the fragrance of presence. Smell is one of the most profoundly spiritual things that we can experience. It is the aroma of the bread baking or the perfume of a rose, of nature. And smell is directly linked to our limbic system and the brain's emotional center. And so it explains why certain scents will instantly evoke vivid memories or feelings. And sometimes smell will even trigger something that happened in our past that bubbles up that may not have been a good experience, but we can begin to learn and to experience new smells to replace that one that may have not been so good. But the harvesting of wholeness through smell can awaken us. It is the smells all around us. They're subtle and powerful. And this breath of spirit comes through smell, the aroma of grace, the fragrance of wholeness. Breathe in that sacred smell of the wholeness. And ask yourself right now, what fragrance reminds you of God's presence? And everyone will have something that comes to them. You know, the trees, when you go for a walk in the forest, they emit aerosols that are so powerful that they can actually change your mood. If you're having a bad day, all of a sudden, things lighten up. So we need to remember this. And then, of course, the flavor of gratitude, the flavor and the taste that connects us to joy. Harvesting wholeness means tasting life fully, savoring the divine, tasting the celebration, whether it be through food or spiritual nourishment, to taste it. Jesus said, I am the breath of life. I am the bread of life. That is not just a metaphor, it is an invitation to taste the divine, to let spirit nourish you. In unity and in many traditions, we bless our food, not just to be polite, but to recognize that every bite is a divine nourishment, and to remember that the eating of food, especially when we do it together, can be an extremely nourishing thing and activate so many things inside of us. Spirit is made edible, and you've all got your favorite foods, right? So there's probably certain foods that when you eat them, the whole body just wakes up. So think about that, and maybe go home and make yourself that thing that really wakes up. Our bodies are our temples, and we feed them with love. And touch, the last, the hand of compassion. Touch is the language of love. This past week, I had the opportunity to go to Covenant House and to hear some stories of our youth and their experience with homelessness, and every single one of them said the same thing. It was the touch of compassion, that someone cared about them, that someone saw them beyond their homelessness state, because they were not homeless. They were divine beings who have circumstances that are going on right now, and there was someone there to pick up, to help, to hug, to honor. And it was a beautiful thing to see the progress of not perfection, but the process of coming back into the world after so much trauma. It really, really moved me in ways that are forever in my heart. Do you know that touch is the first sense that we develop in the womb? It is the first sense that we develop in the womb. It's primal, it's intimate, and it is deeply healing. Through touch we can connect. And there is something in the healing power of touch. It's powerful, and we can also believe in the healing power of prayer and intention for someone else. It's pretty powerful. And sometimes we use our hands as instruments of peace. There's the kind of healing that could be done where you don't even touch, but people feel that touch. That's done through all kinds of Reiki and different modalities. And then there's also the hands-on, to be instruments of peace. So ask yourself in this moment, how are you using your senses to bring healing to others? What are you doing to bring healing to others? And I do want to mention one more very important sense, and that is our sixth sense, our divine connection. And beyond the five senses, we have our spiritual intuition. It's our sacred compass. It is the spiritual intuition that is the inner knowing that transcends every situation and every circumstance. It's universal, it's not rare, we all have it, but just like any muscle, if it's not exercised and strengthened through prayer, meditation, and trust, we forget sometimes that it's there. So, ask yourself, How are you cultivating your sixth sense? How are you doing that through your own intuition? And I actually, last night, had the extreme pleasure of actually having sensory overload. Have you ever had sensory overload, and what do you do when you have sensory overload? So getting on the ferry in Nanaimo, we almost didn't go because the wind was so strong. We actually had to walk outside through the parking lot in the pouring rain. We were all soaked, and to get onto the ferry. And then when we docked in Tsawwassen, it was coming down. Did anybody experience that? Yeah, it was. Well, by the time we got off the ferry and had to walk all the way through the parking lot, it was a long way. I felt for the people who had small children and little doggies. But the dogs were barking, the children were crying, we were soaked to the skin, feeling the coldness of, there was sounds that were going off that I'd never heard before, there was tastes and smells, and I had to go back to the moment and think, I better enjoy this moment, because if I don't enjoy this moment, it is not going to end well. So what do you do when that sensory overload comes? Bring it down and know that everything is in its divine place, even when you have to walk off the ferry, not from the walkway, which is how they usually do it, but if it's not safe to do that, they have another plan, and sometimes God has another plan. So we have to be aware of that, for sure. So I invite you today to reclaim those senses, to know that you can see everything through the light of a beautiful heart and a beautiful wisdom. So there was something that I got introduced to which I wanted to just invite you all to do this week, just as a practice. And it's called the Five Senses Walk, and actually it can be called the Six Senses Walk. But Jim Rosemergy, who is a Unity minister, who was one of my first teachers as I was studying down at Unity Village, he introduced us to the fact that we could go on a closer walk with God. And he invited us all to take a 2-hour walk that actually involved engaging all of the senses. And I can tell you, Jim Rosemergy one time told us about how he talked to the plants and talked to the animals. And one day at his back porch, there was a wasp nest that was being built. And it was right by the light. And he thought, okay, what am I going to do about this? And he engaged his senses and actually, had a little prayer and had a little conversation and said, wasp family, I know that you're okay to be here, but I have to tell you that light is going to be going on every 5 seconds at nighttime as we come in and out. So if you could just find a new place for your home, I think you'd be happy and we'd be happy. The next day, that wasp nest was gone, and they did not take it down. So I'm telling you, we can have this closer walk with everything in nature if we choose to do it. So this walk includes being present, not being somewhere else, but being present, and observing oneself as all of your senses begin to unfold. You will notice the smells. You will notice, what do you hear? You will notice how you respond to what you hear. You will notice what you see. You may see things in a different way. So nature does that. It invites us to wonder. And right now, at this time of year, is a beautiful time to do that. So I invite you to go, as Jim Rosemergy suggests, to go on a closer walk with God and see what happens, see what evolves, see what comes up for you. Because there are going to be obstacles to enlightenment. There always is. But our senses can tune us into the music of the divine. So go on that closer walk this week. I highly recommend it, because God is our source. Everything else is a resource. When we try to be the resource, does it turn out well? Like, we have to be resourceful, But when we're coming through the senses of our divine nature, things do tend to turn out a little different. Would you agree? Okay, I got no hands up. Okay, well, put your hands up. There we go. Good. So here's a question to ask yourself as we're coming to that time is, which of your senses do you most associate with your spiritual experience? And when you go on a closer walk with God in nature, you will begin to see the one that really pops up for you the most. And if it does, then maybe that's the mode of senses that is going to help you to develop even more of your sense of the divine. And so we love Thich Nhat Hanh, who's one of our great teachers, Zen master, and he tells a story about eating an orange, eating a simple orange. He says that when you eat an orange, do so mindfully. Truly taste it. It feels, and you can feel its texture, its fragrance, its sweetness. And when you eat it in haste and you're not mindful, we miss the miracle. If you are not fully present to look around you, all of a sudden the orange is gone and you go, did I just eat an orange? Anybody done that? I think I just ate an orange. I'm not sure, but maybe I did. So let's take that metaphor for our own lives, for the present moment, and slowing ourselves down. And that's what a closer walk with does, is it slows us down to be in the here and the now. And so this practical application of simply going on a moving meditation, because that's really what a walk with God is a moving meditation, and keep asking Spirit, what is mine to know today? What is mine to be today? And listen. And so with the practical application, I'm going to ask you all to create a harvest bowl at home. Find a small bowl and place symbols in it of your own spiritual harvest. Stones, leaves, notes you might come across. And some of those you might find on your closer walk with God. You may experience something that truly calls you. Each item will represent a gift that you have received in the season. So each day, look at the bowl and give thanks. And so between now, because we just had Thanksgiving last week, into our Christmas holiday season, look at that bowl and give thanks and say, I am whole, I am blessed, I am guided. Because your senses can bring healing to this planet, can bring healing to others. When we are aligned and we are present in our own selves, we can give that away in such a different way. Thich Nhat Hanh also uses the seed metaphor, that a story about within each of us, there is that seed of mindfulness. And when we water it and we give attention and love and presence, it will grow in the way that is to grow. If we neglect it, we don't water it with seeds, we don't water it. And if we water it with anger and fear, it does not grow in the same way. And they've done experiments on this. And also Dr. Emoto's work with water and messages from water, that when we bless water, it actually nourishes us in a different way. So Thich Nhat Hanh and the wisdom teachers always say, make sure that you are watering the seeds of your own potential in a way that is going to cause them to move into flourish. Charles Fillmore said it this way, our co-founder of Unity. Words are seeds, and when dropped into the invisible spiritual substance, they grow and bring forth after their kind. So this is a metaphor again, is words are seeds. What we affirm can actually have great, great impact in our life. So being aware of that is very important. God provides, Spirit provides, your divine nature is available to you, always. And so in this harvest of wholeness, with every breath you take, know that your senses are sacred and that your intuition is clear. And wholeness is something that we remember. We remember it. It's in us, it's through us. So when we live from wholeness, we forgive easily, we love deeply, we serve joyfully, we trust Spirit, and we celebrate life. We are and we become the beacons of light. Because God is our source. Our divine nature is the source. It's not a destination, this heartfelt harvest. It is that the field is ripe and you get a chance to gather the fruits today. So, as we close today, let us integrate and begin to remember this, not as a concept, but as a lived experience, engaging life through our senses. Each is a doorway, each is a prayer. You are here, you are whole, you are perfect, you are divine. And we're not going to rush through all the distractions that take us away from it. We're going to awaken to it. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Let us savor it. And allow the sixth sense to guide you. Don't forget that one. So I end today with just a final blessing, because you are embracing this in this moment. I know you are. I see it on your faces. I see it in your body language. I see it in everything you're doing right now. May the fragrance of Spirit fill your life. May your senses awaken to the sacred. May you harvest wholeness in every breath and go forth in peace, in power, and in presence. And that's the way it really is today. Thank you.
So, this song, Autumn Leaves, it's based on, the music is by a French composer named Joseph Cosma, and he composed it in 1945. So the English lyrics were done by Johnny Mercer. Interestingly, the original French song was called Les Feuilles Mortes, which means the dead leaves. So I think that the English version is more appealing. The falling leaves drift by the window, the autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. The falling leaves drift by the window, the autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear a winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. Thank you. And there are many covers of this song. There are many versions, and one of them actually was done by Nat King Cole, which is, I think, one of my favorites. So.
Hello. Okay. Hi, I'm Chris. Please join us from 4 p.m. to 4:45 on Zoom tomorrow for Monday meditation. We check in with each other, enjoy a guided meditation, and we uplift and acknowledge each person as we read the names of the people on our prayer list. To add a person to the prayer list, please fill in the prayer request slip found in your welcome packet with the person's first name and the first initial of their last name, and place it in the offering basket. You can also send us an email or submit a prayer request on our website or app. The names stay on our list for 90 days. Then they are sent to Silent Unity's 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week prayer vigil, where they will be held in sacred space for another 30 days. Next week is the Sunday before Halloween. Let's get creative. Break out the treasures in your tickle trunk and dress up for our Sunday program. It's always fun to see everyone in another version of their Sunday best. Next week is the last Sunday of the month, Potluck Day. It's also the day that we celebrate the birthdays in the month. Please plan to stay after service next week, and if you are able, bring food. You know, we love our food, hey? Okay. After next week's potluck, plan to stay for Cindy's Creative Cafe and karaoke. This event happens on the last Sunday of each month. It's a chance for you to paint, draw, sing, tell a story, or work on your own craft project. This event is by donation. If you want to paint, the cost is $10 to pay for the material. Here's your chance to connect with friends, share your talents, and learn something new. Join us after the service and every last Sunday of each month from 12:30 to 3:30. All are welcome. And thank you, Cindy, for your inspiration. Where are you? Do you love to write? If so, join our writing club. This club will be led by our own resident author, Gladys Sweetak. Right here. Here's your opportunity to dedicate some time to your own writing and to collaborate on a work by the group. That sounds like fun, you know. Our first meeting will be today. Follow-up meetings will be announced later. They will likely be on the second or third Sunday of the month, all starting around 1 p.m. after coffee time. For more information, please talk to Gladys. Let's see. Oh, there's another page. Good grief. We're active, aren't we? We'll do so many things. Our Wednesday night discussion group continues to be a thoughtful and inspiring experience. Using the book Presence and Potential by Reverend Martha Creek, we're talking about practical ideas for richer relationships, including how to stay calm under pressure, how to stay true to yourself without disconnecting from others, how to cultivate your own imagination for creative solutions, and how to build resilience for all of life's situations. We all need that, eh? The book is available for purchase on Amazon, including Amazon Kindle and Audible. You can also hear Martha read the book, chapter by chapter, on YouTube. The book is an easy read, written in plain language, and it's not too late to join. This week, we'll discuss content up to chapter 8. If you're not able to read in advance, you're still welcome to join anyway. We had planned for this week to be the end of this fall season, but we're all enjoying it so much that we've decided to add a couple more sessions. So we'll take a break next week because of the Halloween party, and then meet again on November 5th and 12th. The discussion group is led by Reverend Rona. Oh my goodness, oh here we go. Last year we had a super fun evening at our all ages Halloween party. It was so much fun that we're going to do it again. We'll have a supper together, do some activities, and enjoy each other's costumes. We may even sing some karaoke. Oh, good. We've got a karaoke expert right over there. Best of all, we'll enjoy each other's company. All are welcome to attend. Bring the grandchildren, your neighbors, and yourself. Wear your favorite spooky clothes, and we'll have some fun together. Unity of New Westminster is fully supported, and we are grateful for your gifts, which support our community's message. Many of us contribute with pre-authorized payments, which are especially helpful for our budgeting. If you're not placing anything into the contribution basket today, please bless it silently. When it comes to you, then pass the basket along. I think we have to change that. We don't pass the basket ever. Anyways, for our online viewers, you'll find a donation link in the description of the recording. And please like and subscribe to our channel so we can reach more people. Please give freely from a place of abundance and gratitude. Thank you. We are so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Well, we want to thank you all for being here today and being such a blessing in the world. Go out and shine your light, and look, the sun's coming out for you. No more pelting rain. And let us all join right now in a circle and end with our prayer for protection. And let there be peace on earth today and in every day.
Peace each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, may this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment, it is eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with I am the light of God, I am the love of God, I am the power of God, I am the presence of God, wherever I am, God is. I am the light of God, I am the love of God, I am the power of God, I am the presence of God, wherever I am, God is. You are the light of God, you are the power of God, you are the presence of God, wherever you are, God is. You are the light of God, you are the love of God, you are the power of God, you are the presence of God, wherever you are, God is. We are the light of God, we are the love of God, we are the power of God, we are the presence of God, wherever